Hi there, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and today I'd like to talk to you about the strategy I use when I'm dealing with a case involving RSD, or complex regional pain syndrome. I think now complex regional pain syndrome is the term of art to use. It used to be called RSD, or reflex sympathetic dystrophy, but it's really the same thing, and that is just a pain syndrome where a person has an unusually large amount of pain, typically following a physical trauma that is out of proportion to the level of impairment. For example, I've had clients who were involved in a car accident, and as a result of the car accident, hands were jammed into the steering wheel, and there was no broken bones or anything like that. But after the accident, the level of pain in the hands and the wrists was so severe that my client simply could not function. And it was not that he was making it up; it was just that the body reacted in such a way where the nerves were stimulated such that there was just chronic and constant pain. And in dealing with RSD, or complex regional pain syndrome cases, what we're really looking at is functional capacity arguments, because there's no listing for that. There's no medical definition in Social Security's Blue Book for this condition, and the grid rules do not really apply, because the grid rules look at physical impairments, and this is really neurological, and so it's a pain problem. It's not something that's physical. You can't take an x-ray of it. So really the only argument you can make in complex regional pain syndrome cases is to argue that your functional capacity has been so reduced by the symptoms that you're experiencing that you would not be a reliable worker. And specifically, that means that you would be in extreme pain such that your concentration would be impaired, your pace of work would be limited, your ability to stay on task would be limited. You might have a difficult time interacting with coworkers and supervisors or the general public. You would have a problem with taking unscheduled breaks, medication side effects, missing too many days from work, that sort of thing. So really, it's a very practical analysis that, despite your best desire and your best intention to work, that this condition has left you so that you would not be reliable when trying to work a job. And that's really the argument you got to make. And of course, the flip side to that is that what a judge is looking at is, since the medical record is simply going to describe what you have told your doctor, are you credible? Do you come across as believable? And the things I think that really help you come across as being believable would be a long, consistent work history, consistent medical treatment, preferably with the same doctor, a real effort to find different types of treatment, compliance with your medications, meaning you take the medications as prescribed, and that you really do everything you can to address this. I think work attempts, if they're unsuccessful, can be very good evidence, because the judge will see that you are trying to do something, but that you can't. I've sometimes brought in co-workers and people that maybe looked at the claimant from an objective standpoint, not a relative, but maybe a co-worker. I've used affidavits from co-workers, or actually had them come in live sometimes, that would say, yes, my friend here, my former co-worker, tried to work, but he was in so much pain he simply could not do so. And again, as long as the doctor has identified the diagnosis and you've gone through the whatever diagnostic testing you can, this is really building your credibility and using many layers of that credibility to show that you are legitimately suffering with this high level of pain, despite the fact that there's not a significant physical injury that's associated with it. So that's really the strategy I use for complex regional pain syndrome, or RSD cases, and we've been successful with them, really sometimes having to educate the judge about what it is, and to really take a lot of time to establish my client's credibility. And again, the factors I've identified are the ones that seem to work best for that. So I hope this has been helpful. This is Jonathan Ginsberg. Feel free to contact me about your complex regional pain case if you have any questions. My contact information is on this page. Thank you very much.